All right, Shalom. Apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to all the Akim out there pushing the word of sincerity and the truth. It's the brother Barzar from GMS Atlanta, and I got a quick lesson going into basically not sleeping on the gift that you possess. Polish it and make it bring forth light. Make it shine. To the best of your ability. Because the Most High Yahweh Shemi Awashai gave all the brothers in the company of this truth a particular gift. Some brothers have a heavy gift of faith. Some brothers got a heavy gift of knowledge, wisdom. All brothers, possess something to keep them going and to keep them strong in this faith. And you can't sleep on that. You can't put that in the back burner. The gift that the Lord gave you, you should look to polish that, strengthen that, and actually trade it with the men around you. Because you being in Great Millstone, you being in your camp, whether it's here in the Atlanta camp, whether it's of course New York or California, all the states where brothers is pushing the word, you have to always find ways to strengthen yourself, always grow, always renew yourself, always purge, always polish yourself with new wisdom, new information, keeping your vessels constantly running and flowing with these living waters, because this world will find a way to, get the best of you, get you in a stupor, put you in that dry spell spirit where you go long periods without actually staying on top of yourself. And eventually men that do that, thorns and briars start to grow within their spirit, and they get lackadaisical. Their faith starts to wane. And next thing you know, they start scoffing up against the doctrine. They start regretting, certain charity, start getting weary and well doing. They stop wanting to be around brothers. They start to get very bothersome, when it comes to assembling with the company of men. And next thing you know, they want to go AWOL. But that's because they wasn't doing the things that the scriptures actually told them to do. They weren't praying. They wasn't fasting enough. They weren't getting together. As it is written, forsake not the assembling of yourselves together. They stop getting together, and they start really holding on to the faith. And that's something you never want to do. That's the danger zone, And to stay away from that danger zone, all you have to do, which is not all like it's simple, but you have to, Peter said it best, add to your diligence, your faith virtue, your virtue patience, all these different things. Learn to suffer and brotherly kindness, charity. It said if all these things be in you and make you that you shall abound. So, I really want to go into the talents in Matthew. But before I actually jump into the talents, I really want to go into the importance of a talent, because we all have a specific talent and a gift that Yahweh Shemi Shai gave unto us. And this is the power of talents, because talent is a measurement. And they used to actually, have that talent. It was a measurement of pure gold and silver, so on and so forth, but mainly gold. So, so in the Exodus 25 and 39, of a talent of pure gold shall he make it with all these vessels. And I'm just going to jump around a little bit just to drive a point home. 1 Kings 20 and 39. And as the king passed by, he cried unto the king, and he said, thy servant went out into the midst of the battle, and behold, a man turned aside and brought a man unto me, and said, keep this man. If by any means he be missing, then shall thy life be for his life, or else thou shalt pay a talent of silver. Right, because the talent, like I said earlier, is a specific measurement. And I'm going to read this also. First Chronicles 20 and 2. And David took the crown of the king from off his head, and found it to weigh a talent of gold, and there were precious stones in it, and it was set upon David's head, and he brought also exceeding much spoil out of the city. So this crown of gold that was in the weight of a talent, David wore it on his head, and David was the king. All right, he wouldn't wear fool's gold. He wouldn't wear something that didn't have any value, that was intrinsically worthless. That was intrinsically valuable, so to speak. It basically weight, as the saying goes, weight is worth in gold, and that's the same thing. You have to be same way you have to be in the truth. You have to have that strong measurement of talent, and you have to polish and grow with your talent. You have to strengthen yourself, and you could. And how do you grow with your talent? By looking at and observing the talents of the men around you, studying, learning from your peers, growing with certain brothers' faith, growing in the knowledge with the brothers around you, growing in more understanding, making better decisions, examining yourself. All these things have to be observed in order for you to become a stronger and more pivotal individual. So this is Matthew 25 and 24. Then he which had received, matter of fact, I'm going to start at, I'm not going to read everything. I'm going to go to the main point. Matthew 25 and 14. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who call his own servants and deliver unto them his goods. Right, and the individual that delivered unto his servants the good is Yahweh Shah. All right, and Yahweh Shah is in a far country, so to speak. He's in a far distance, and we are his servants on earth, doing the serving and the bidding of the Lord while he's not here. Verse 15, and unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. Right, so every brother has a specific ability that the Most High gives you, and he gives you a certain talent that equates what you're able to do. And that shows you that you're not unable, you're not disabled. You have ability, and that word ability in the Greek goes to the word dynamis, and that's where you get the word dynamite, which means power. So brothers have a lot of power that the Most High, Yahweh Shah specifically gave them. And I'm going to read a little bit more on dynamis. Strength, power, ability, inherit power. So we have power that was inherited to us specifically through gifts. Like I said, through the gifts of healing, through the gift of faith, all the gifts that Paul, the disciple, and other individuals, or Paul the apostle, and other individuals in the scripture spoke about. Power residing in a thing by virtue of its own nature, or which a person or thing exerts and puts forth. Right, and the only way to know how strong you are and to know the full strength of your power is how much you exert and how strong you put yourself forth. All right, and it's not, you can't lay on your talent and see how talented you are, see how able you are, see how dynamous, how powerful you are. You have to actually put forth and exhort your energy through taking action, through works. All right, power for performing miracles. Right, because we all have the spirit, but the power to perform miracles is a whole nother threshold that we're looking to get into, and we have to have an immense amount of faith. All right, we have to have a lot of courage. We have to have a lot of codependency with Yahweh Shah, and it starts right now with these many trials and situations we go through to exhibit and exert the fullness of our ability. The power, moral power and excellence of soul, the power and influence which belongs to riches and wealth. Right, and we have riches and wealth through the talent that the Lord gave us, through what? Our ability. So continuing on, says, then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents. And likewise he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth and hid his Lord's money. Right, so this was an individual that had the ability. All right, he had the talent, but instead of trading, instead of exchanging with his peers, instead of polishing his gift, what did he do? He put it in the earth. He put it in an area that's not going to actually appreciate. He put it in a depreciating area, and he stored it. All right, that's why the scripture tells you in Proverbs, it's better, for roughly paraphrasing, basically it's better for a wise man not to hold his peace, because you have a level of wisdom, and what's the point of having wisdom if you're not going to utilize your wisdom? Like I said, roughly paraphrasing, but it says, after a long time the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them. And so he that had received 5 talents came and bought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained besides them 5 talents more. His Lord said unto him, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Right. Why? Because he was faithful in a few. And the Lord see that he was trustworthy through the time that the Lord gave him. And he was able to actually elevate and to double up and to build off of the talent that the Lord gave him, whether small or whether great, whether 5 talents or whether 2 or whether 1. All these individuals actually, appreciated with their talent because they understood the gift that was in them. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord, which is the kingdom of heaven. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents besides them. Right. And the individual with 2 talents, he didn't say, well, I ain't got 5, so I can't do nothing with my 2. He appreciated the fact that he had 2. He knew that he was able to balance the 2, and he knew that he could turn that 2 into 4. And he did so through what? His faith, because all these are acts of faith to actually flip the talent, all right, and give to the Lord and show the Lord what works they presented, which ultimately your talents is actually, shown through what? Fruit that you produce. All right. His Lord said unto him, well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping wherein thou hast not sown, and gathering where thou hast not strawed. And I was afraid, and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. His Lord answered and said unto him, thou wicked and slothful servant, which another word for sloth is lazy. It's a compound word, full of sloth or full of sluggishness. So you can't be in this slothful spirit. It tells you that in Proverbs, the 6th chapter, to go to the ant, meaning put forth work, put the action, and all of us brothers, we believe, that's why we're a part of this thing, and you have to show truly that you believe through the acts that you actually do, getting up with brothers, praying, helping brothers, giving charity, fasting, working out your own salvation in fear and trembling, and not sleeping on the gift and neglecting the gift that's within you, like this foolish individual. Thou knowest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received mine own with usury. Take therefore the talents from him, and give it unto him which have 10 talents. Right. And that goes basically with also Revelations, that no man take your crown. Basically to take heed and do everything in your ability, do everything that the Lord gave you, so that no man has the opportunity to take that which is laid within you. But see, a lot of men, through their slothfulness, they'll put their gifts, and they'll put the talent that the Lord gives them on the back burner. They'll put it on a shelf and think they could play with it, and that's the result of it. The Lord is going to take it from you, and it says that in the latter verses. I'm not going to really go into it, but the man that had the little talent, whether it was a small or a great talent, it got took from him, and another man actually utilized his talent better than he did. So you never want to be one of those individuals. You have a gift. You have a specific gift that the Lord gave you. And it's all about knowing your gift, praying that the Lord exposes you to see clearly what your gift is, and to build off of that gift. Show other men your gift. As the scripture says, let your light so shine before men. So 2 Timothy 2:20. But in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also of wood and of earth, and some to honor and some to dishonor. If a man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified and meet for the master's use. The word meet means good. You want to be good for the master, which the master that is the same master in Matthew 25, Yahushua, that's on the far country. And how do you show that you're actually honorable? You're an honorable vessel because you're purging. All right. Purging is another word for cleansing. How do you cleanse yourself? By drawing near unto the Most High. The scripture says, cleanse ye your hands, ye double-minded. Stop being in a double-minded mindset and focusing on the Lord and acting upon the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, doing all that which is required, feeding the lambs, doing your videos, staying in the spirit, strengthening yourself, not letting the spiritual demon Satan get the best of you. So it says, and meet for the Father's use, and prepare unto every good work, because the work is essential. All right, this is a thing of faith. Ultimately we're going to be saved through mercy, but work has to be preceded. Work is an act that you show that you want mercy. All right. So it says, flee also youthful lust, but follow righteousness, faith, which is your belief, charity, the good that you do, peace with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart. So that's very, very important. You know, Paul told the different churches that, and we have to tell each other that so that we stay strong and we stay on point. Don't let the spiritual demon Satan weigh on us and put us in that basically that depressed lackadaisical mentality. This isn't a time to be lackadaisical and tiring out and wavering. This is the time to work, get serious about this thing, super serious. If we were serious yesterday, we've got to be more serious today. All right, taking every day more serious and growing every day. Like the scriptures speak about measuring up to the perfect stature. So always elevating. All right, and it takes getting into the word. It takes really strengthening yourself. All right, doing all these things to get stronger, you know. And this is 1 Timothy 4:14. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy with the laying on of the hands of the presbytery. Meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. So it says, give thyself wholly. So meaning to give yourself fully. Verse 16, take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that fear thee. So you acting upon these words and you get meditating and giving yourself wholly, you're going to see a large profit. All right, that's why I said the ones that was faithful in little, they're going to inherit big things. So this is the trial, so to speak. This is the tutorial and the challenge that takes before the kingdom of heaven. We're all going to sit on the throne. Well, Lord willing, we're those men, of course. The 144,000, it's prophesied that they're going to sit on the throne with Yahweh Shai. All right, being joint heirs unto the kingdom, ruling over the world, being joint heirs. But they have to go what? Through the sufferings. You have to go through the sufferings and go through the furnace of adversity, because the furnace of adversity is going to burn out the undesirables and it's going to strengthen and polish the ones that's in it to win it. So I want to end it by giving all praise, honor, and glory to you. How about Shemi Awashai by Hashem Rakakwadash? Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom.